Something unusual has begun unfolding in our solar system. A strange visitor, nicknamed 3IATLAS, slips in from deep space, moving faster than anything we've ever tracked. Then, without warning, it breaks, pivots, and even disappears from radar entirely. Whatever it is, it behaves less like a drifting rock and more like a machine. As its faint, rhythmic flashes echo across the void, one question rises everywhere, from observatories to social media to late-night talk shows. Are we watching humanity's first real encounter with something not built on Earth? And if 3IATLAS decides to approach us, what happens then? A visitor that shouldn't exist. Astronomers first assume it's an interstellar comet, the third ever detected. But the illusion doesn't last. Instead of obeying gravity, 3IATLAS fights it. Its course bends, straightens, then curves again with deliberate precision. Natural objects don't do this. Near Jupiter, it shifts its route as though avoiding the giant planet's pull. Passing Mars, it redirects once more, threading through space like it's following invisible instructions. Its surface doesn't behave like ice or rock. Infrared sensors hint at something metallic. And unlike the Comet Borisov, which crumbled under sunlight, 3IATLAS remains cold, solid, and perfectly intact. Propulsion that defies physics. By the time it reaches the inner solar system, its maneuvers have scientists running out of explanations. Every 9 hours, 3IATLAS emits a flare of ultraviolet light accompanied by a narrow stream of ionized particles, a straight, flawless line, not vaporized ice, not solar radiation, plasma. It accelerates in bursts synchronized with its rotation, like an engine firing in timed intervals. Observatories everywhere use the pulses as calibration markers because they're so steady you could set a clock to them. Nothing natural is that precise. A signal hidden in light. As more data pours in, researchers notice another pattern. The brightness cycles look structured, almost like a visual transmission. No radio waves accompany them, but the timing resembles encoded communication. When 3IATLAS nears the Sun, the pulses intensify. Its trajectory tilts upward, climbing out of the solar plane to avoid the gravity wells of nearby planets. Every bright phase corresponds to a measurable warm-up on its surface. Every dim phase, a cool-down. It behaves like a thermal engine switching modes. Podcasts, news channels, and scientists all converge on one topic. Joe Rogan's discussion sends the mystery into overdrive. If something out there can steer, accelerate, hide, and communicate, how tiny does that make us feel? Then comes the second visitor. Before the buzz settles, another interstellar traveler enters the solar system, C/25R2 Swan. At first, it behaves like a normal comet, but its origin traces back to the same region of interstellar space as 3IATLAS. More baffling, Swan's tail flickers in perfect sync with one of 3IATLAS's course adjustments, despite being millions of miles away. Coincidence feels unlikely. Behind closed doors, analysts discuss an idea too bold to state publicly. What if 3IATLAS is the primary craft and Swan is a companion scanner or decoy? A machine revealing its purpose. 3IATLAS's behavior grows even stranger. Near Mars, it slows, intentionally, and maintains a constant velocity for reasons unknown. A heat spike appears on its leading edge, resembling a controlled braking burn from a plasma thruster. Then it vanishes from radar, not because it moves too fast, not because it's too distant, because it stops reflecting any radio frequency whatsoever. A moving pocket of absolute silence forms around it, an expanding zone where cosmic noise simply disappears. Satellites entering the region lose signal coherence. Deep space probes detect the same 9-hour pulse, drifting through the radio void. Something is shutting out our instruments on purpose. Energy patterns that shouldn't exist. Even without direct visuals, indirect gravitational readings track 3IATLAS. Its mass fluctuates, sometimes increasing, sometimes decreasing, like it's reconfiguring its internal structure. Infrared signatures show evenly spaced heat blooms behind it, firing in clean mechanical waves. The pulses form nearly perfect mathematical curves, engineered, not accidental. Electromagnetic ripples radiate from it every time it changes speed. These waves are so sharp that communication satellites have to be manually realigned. Every new clue points to the same conclusion: TriATLAS is not behaving like an object. It's behaving like a system. Some researchers whisper the unthinkable. It could be an ancient probe, self-repairing, self-navigating, built by something that mastered interstellar travel long before we appeared. The final mystery, the vanishing. Then, one morning, everything ends. TriATLAS's signals collapse. Its heat signature extinguishes. Its gravitational trace fades until it's barely measurable. Instruments aimed at its last known position return nothing but static. NASA labels the region the Atlas Null Zone, a perfect blind spot moving through space. Hours later, faint magnetic pulses echo across the solar system. The same 9-hour rhythm, the same heartbeat. Some believe it's still there, cloaked, hidden behind a field that bends light and radio waves around it. Others think it triggered the next phase of whatever mission it's on. Weeks pass. The pulses weaken, then stop. The last readings show it near Jupiter's orbit, turning away from the Sun, slipping back into the dark from where it came. It did not drift. It did not decay. It simply chose to disappear. And somewhere beyond the orbit of Jupiter, a silent traveler from another world moves unseen, taking its secrets home.